which we set and solve in the Arctic. The projects we implement here must be of the appropriate historical scale, planned for decades, maybe even centuries ahead. We will do.
The Pentagon is sounding the alarm as China and Russia join forces in the Arctic. But what exactly is fueling the Pentagon's growing anxiety? Let's break it down. The U.S., the Department of Defense, has expressed growing concern over the increasing collaboration between China and Russia in the Arctic. This partnership is seen as a significant challenge to U.S. interests, especially as climate change opens up new shipping routes and makes Arctic resources more accessible. And it's not just talk. China and Russia are flexing their muscles in the Arctic like never before. Since 2024, Chinese and Russian military forces have been conducting joint training exercises in the Bering Strait, a critical waterway between Russia and Alaska. These exercises included coordinated air and maritime operations, signaling a substantial increase in military cooperation between the two nations in the Arctic. Earlier, in the Sea of Japan, the China-Russia Northern Interaction 2023 joint military exercises featured live-action drills, such as sea and air escort operations, anti-submarine missions, and naval combat scenarios. These actions underscore the growing depth of China and Russia's military ties in the region. Russia's President Vladimir Putin recently commented, "The Arctic is a strategic asset for Russia, and our efforts with China in the region are aimed at ensuring security and enhancing economic opportunities through cooperation."
Everything to strengthen Russia's global leadership in the Arctic, and despite all current difficulties, challenges, we will ensure
This growing partnership is a direct response to the U.S. military presence in the region and signals the increasing competition for dominance in the Arctic. The U.S. isn't standing by. Here's how they're fighting back with a bold Arctic strategy. In response to the growing China-Russia cooperation, the U.S. the Department of Defense introduced its Arctic strategy. The strategy focuses on enhancing domain awareness, upgrading communications and sensor technologies, and bolstering partnerships with NATO allies and Arctic nations. The U.S. has also prioritized modernizing its defense infrastructure in Alaska, particularly in light of the rising military activity by China and Russia in the region. But the strategy isn't just about preparation, it's about protection. Here's why the stakes are higher than ever for U.S. national security. The growing military and economic activities of China and Russia in the Arctic pose significant challenges to U.S. national security. The Pentagon's Arctic strategy emphasizes the need for better surveillance capabilities, infrastructure development, and enhanced collaboration with international partners to ensure the region remains secure and stable for the U.S. and its allies. China's playing a long game. Research is their next weapon. China's influence in the Arctic continues to expand even further, driven by its scientific research initiatives. China's Polar Silk Road strategy took significant steps forward, with the government heavily investing in infrastructure and research projects to strengthen its geopolitical and economic presence in the region. China's research vessels have been increasingly active in the Arctic, reflecting the nation's long-term ambitions. The Chinese Foreign Ministry recently stated, China's scientific research and investment in the Arctic region aim to contribute to sustainable development and peaceful cooperation. We emphasize our commitment to working with Russia to strengthen Arctic governance. As the Arctic warms, the pressure's on. Let's see how climate change is fueling this geopolitical race. The Arctic is warming at a rate much faster than the global average, dramatically affecting sea ice and glaciers. This environmental shift is opening new shipping lanes and making Arctic resources more accessible, which has intensified geopolitical competition. Both China and Russia are positioning themselves to take advantage of these changes, while the U.S. is strategizing on how to counteract this rising competition. As the Arctic heats up, both literally and politically, China and Russia are closing in. Will the U.S. hold the line in the Arctic? Hit like, drop your take in the comments, and subscribe for more bold breakdowns.